This is All Sports All the Time, episode number 19 of season 2. We are continuing what was the summer Sportscaster series, now just the second half of 2023 Sportscaster series. We have yet another Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting student with us today. We've got Tyler Mroz, everyone, a fellow Philadelphia fan. We'll get into that. I think he's going to fit in just fine around here. So just to kick it off, Tyler, could you let everyone know about yourself, where you're from, obviously teams you root for, most important, all that background stuff.
So I'm from Blackwood, New Jersey. You also consider it Turnersville. It's about 30 minutes outside of Philadelphia. Obviously, Phillies, Eagles, and then Flyers and Sixers, even though they disappoint. But yeah, so coming to Full Sail, I was just checking it out for maybe film. I was just checking it out. And the guy on the phone was like, we have a sportscasting program, right? And I was like, what's that? So he told me all about it. And 2 hours later, I knew. I was like, there's no other place where I want to go. I had to look at all the other colleges, but there's probably nowhere else I'd rather be than here. And that remains true to today.
Were you one of the people who, there's some stories within our group and the program where people are like, I didn't even apply anywhere else?
No, I visited one other school, but I didn't officially apply to it, even though certain people in my family were maybe pushing me to go there. But I was like, nah, no way. I gotta go here. But I made the right choice.
What was it about the program that hooked you in those 2 hours?
It was more so, I thought it was too good to be true at first, but then, I reached out to people that were attending, and I was like, is it worth it? Is it a scam? Is it actually too good to be true? But all the students said it was awesome. They'd rather do nothing else. And I don't know, it's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something with the radio, something like that, and it fit perfectly. I could do that, and I could do sports, combining two things I wanted to have my life involved with for a majority of my life. So I knew there was nothing else that would convince me to change my mind.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So kind of talking about, Full Sail and what drew you into Full Sail, what about sportscasting specifically appeals to you? You said you want to talk on the radio, you love sports. What about that whole sportscasting appeal really appeals to you?
Well, I'm 5'5", 5'6", so I never really stood a chance at making it big. Maybe somehow being like a Darren Sproles, but that was never going to happen. But my love for sports is, I don't know, it's like sports is way up here and everything else is, all the way down. So I always wanted it in my life somehow. And after I got to that point in my life where I accepted, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be, an athlete, but I'm like, I could still be like Tom McCarthy, I could still talk about all these different athletes. And I don't know, I always like behind the scenes better because at my high school, I did the morning announcements. And I would call some of the football games, baseball games. And so, it was really, I don't know, it hits different. Because it's you know how it is. We don't do, I don't know, it's not original school either.
It's not normal.
No. It's not like a 4-year college or the first 2 years or whatever. It's you're right into it and you're learning stuff you need to learn. So as I've grown on in the program, I've liked on camera more, but I still really love off camera. So either way, being involved in it somehow with sports, I'm all for. I love it.
With the realizing you weren't gonna be an athlete and realizing that sports were a big part of your life, do you have a moment with athletics where you were like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this?
Yeah, it was right before COVID. I got cut from my high school team, and I thought I was going to make it, and I was like, it like kind of reality checked me. So that's when I was like, okay, I got to start. I mean, I was already before that, but that was the defining, okay, this is done. What's this?
Or did you play?
I played hockey for most of my life, street hockey, but street hockey, you're not going to get anywhere. Played a year of football freshman year, but at that point, you join too late. You don't really stand a chance. And then baseball, I made it mistakenly freshman year. Like I wasn't even supposed to make the team, but late paperwork, and they just didn't feel like cutting anybody else, so I made it. And I ended the year as the starting shortstop, but I did not make it the next year. So that was my moment. That was definitely my moment.
Okay. My story is to say I got cut freshman year too. So we both got that. It ended up that was my freshman year. Your freshman year was COVID year?
No.
No, not yours, Luke. We were in the same grade, right, Tyler? I think.
I'm pretty sure.
Because I got cut sophomore year, and then the season didn't even happen, and that kind of like helped a little bit. So
I was like, well, I wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway. And I got cut from a hockey team too, because we did like our intramural season, and then after that they would like make these teams where it'd be the whole, like we played for Gloucester Township, so they would have like 4 teams of like the best, and I made it a few times. My brother Matt was always the best one at hockey. My brother Frank, I didn't last too long. He's a good teammate. That's all I'll say.
There you go.
Yeah, but I made it a few times, and I was supposed to make it the last year, the COVID year. And I was like, okay, cool. And then they caught me, and then like a few weeks later, I didn't make the baseball team. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then COVID happened, so I was like, not all that bad. Just gotta stay bottled.
Wow, that's a rough stretch. That sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, and all that, and then also you're stuck in your house for a couple months. So that's that's rough. On a more positive side, with like an aha light bulb moment for you as a sports fan, do you have like an a core early memory as a sports fan, or something that is just like one of those early sports memories that you're going to remember forever?
I have a few. Obviously, I'm going to remember the Super Bowl for the rest of my life. Like I'll remember exactly what happened. Like the 5 minutes after the ball dropped, I called my friend who's a Steelers fan, and I said, "Screw your no ring joke." I hung up the phones, and I was going crazy. And then Phillies game in 2021, it was the Brad Miller years. So we had the Daddy Brad signs, and the first game we went to, doubleheader, he played, but he didn't come out the right field. We're in right field, so we're like, oh man. Then first game happens, goes by. Second game comes around, he's not playing, so we're like, oh man. And Harper was supposed to be on deck, but we saw Brad walk out, and we're like, yo, what? And then we're like checking our phone for Twitter updates, and it's like Bryce Harper's out for the game. Brad Miller's going to replace him. We're like, yo, that means he's coming out the right field. So he came out the right field, because this is when the doubleheader games were only, 7 innings that year. So he came out in like the 4th inning. So every inning, like in between, we were like talking to him, and he threw us a ball. And it was extra inning, so it was the 8th. And it was the last out, and we yelled, we're like, Brad, you got to end this. And he said, I'm sending him right over your head, boys. And then he get the walk-off grand slam, and it went right over our head.
Wow.
And then 2 weeks later, we went to the game. It was the Mets game when we were in first place in the division by like a game separating us. And we had the sign, and he went yard twice. And we got on TV both times, so could get it.
That's crazy.
Those the Brad memories forever will be. I don't think anything's ever gonna beat that. I don't think nothing could ever top that.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I don't even have anything to add to that. That's crazy. Shout out Brad Miller. What an era, the Bamboo Brad era. I was convinced, because that was when the Phillies still hadn't made the playoffs since 2011. I was convinced the Bamboo Brad summer, he brought in that bamboo plant, and they went on a run, and I was like, they're finally going to do it. They didn't.
But no, they waited till we moved down here.
Exactly. What Luke and I have said is, last year I moved down here. The Phillies immediately make the playoffs. First time I can remember as soon as I'm in Florida. And then they went to the World Series and lost. So what Luke and I have been saying is now that Luke's in his freshman year of college, he just left home for the first time. So now that Luke and I are both gone, that's the extra push that they'll need to win it this year, probably.
Eagles playing the Super Bowl, although after their performance yesterday,
well,
I don't know if that's.
We don't need to talk about that. That's
that's behind us now. That's in the past. We don't talk about that. Eagles winning Super Bowl, Phillies winning the World Series, and I mean this happened last year too. But like one of the local, like Atlantic League baseball teams near us won the championship last year after Owen left. They won it again this year. So
it's true.
Oh my God,
back to back.
So it all just happens. We leave and good things happen. So I think me leaving was the push, and they're gonna win.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna change the Sixers' minds. I don't think they're gonna win.
The Sixers need more of like a miracle type of thing. Yeah, I don't know
Say a lot of prayers.
What to do to make that happen. So, yeah. Yeah. Do you have, as a sportscaster, or even just sports fans, you don't have to be a sportscaster, do you currently have a hot take that is kind of controversial or people would probably disagree?
Hot take. I mean, I'm known for a lot, but try to think.
We could go back in our like sportscaster group chat, and I'm sure it's filled with
I'm sure there's
hot takes. You like to have hot takes that tend to like defend the Philadelphia teams just because everyone's like coming at the Philadelphia teams. So you have to like have these hot takes like to defend them. Doesn't have to be a Philly related hot take. But yeah.
This one stings. I know it's true though. I've accepted it. We'll never win a championship if Embiid's the number one.
That's definitely a hot take.
Top tier scorer.
Okay.
Harden not a top tier scorer anymore, and Embiid is known to not perform well in the playoffs. So unless he has just one playoff run where he just goes crazy, then that might happen. But if that doesn't happen, then I don't think we'll ever win one with him, simply just because he hasn't shown up. Like, I mean, even the past postseason, it was just the two Harden games where he dropped 40. So I've accepted it. It stings, but
yeah, I don't know. I try to be optimistic, and so I would say like, all it takes is for me to put it together for one postseason run. But the year after year that he doesn't put it together for a postseason run, that hope just keeps going down. So yeah, not ideal. I think you've said before that like do you still think the best option is to trade Embiid right now?
I think so.
With Harden
at this point, because what are you going to get for Harden? You're going to get, if they're not trading you Terrence Mann, what are you going to get? Norman Powell, a 2028 first round pick.
Yeah, not many teams want a super old James Harden who wants a max extension.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't think I think he accepts that this year is like a filler year because of the whole Harden thing. But then Tobias's contract's up, Harden's contract's up, so we'll have all that cap space. And I think next year is the year it's like, okay, sign somebody, Kawhi maybe, that'd be fitting. So I don't know. I think this year unless he snaps and just says, screw it, I want out. But next year, bunch of cap space, maxi extension. I think this offseason has been brutal. We haven't done anything really exciting except for Kelly Oubre, really. But next offseason is the defining offseason of the process.
Okay. That was good. I like that. Gave me some hope. That inspired me a little bit to get through this season. And cap space next year is just a good
Cap space next year.
mentality.
Yeah, Tobias contracts finally. I love Tobias. Tobias is one of my favorite players, but he's just $40 million.
It's not his fault that they gave him too much money.
It's Selton Brand's fault.
So, yeah.
It's all Elton Brand's fault.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Colangelo.
Wow. Yeah. We don't know. We don't need to get too far into Sixers mess.
Sixers lore.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions for him, Luke?
Yeah, I got one more for you, Tyler. So, what are your goals in this industry? What do you want to do with your? Is it a degree in sportscasting? I'm not exactly sure. A degree in sportscasting is that what it is? What do you want to do with that in this industry that you're going into, or just in life in general?
A science degree.
Bachelor of Science.
Mm-hmm.
Bachelor of Science. Wow, it's more official than my science degree.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, I was always like, I'll come down to Florida, go home, work in Philly media. But I would love to work in Philly media, even though it's tough and most people in Philly media are hated by the general. But I want to be the kind of the change, not the change, but I want to use whatever I learned here to go back home and be near some family. I mean, I have a lot of family down here, but ultimate goal, if I could work for the Eagles and Philly, that's a dream goal. Whether that be something like Tom McCarthy or something like a John Clark, anything in Philly media, it's my dream. If I do that, I win at life. I'm done. Like I'm not done, but one of my ultimate life goals. That's ever since I was a little kid. Like I always wanted to be something to do with the Phillies or the Eagles, even the Sixers. But I understand that it takes a while to build up to that, especially in this industry. It's very competitive. So start small if I have to, and work my way up, work hard for it. Because especially in life and especially in this industry, you're not going to get anything easy. So you just have to work hard for it. And I really, really want to work for the Eagles or the Phillies. So I'm going to work my butt off for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it'd be so cool to work for one of those organizations. And honestly, that's been one of my, I've thought a lot about it recently, and I think that'd be a super cool career goal. Obviously, I'm not doing sportscasting. My hope is to go to the medical field. I think it would be super cool to be part of the medical staff for one of those professional sports teams. I think one of my focuses that I kind of want to explore is sports medicine, just because it allows me to combine my desire to be in the medical field with my love of sports in that way. And I think, it'd be unbelievably cool to work for the organization that we've grown up watching and loving and stuff. So that's awesome. I think that's a great goal that you have.
And we also,
my brother's like that, so that'd be awesome.
there, yeah. And we've also there's already a Full Sail grad who started working for the Eagles. Shout out Darren Healy. So there's precedent there. You got the Full Sail connection there. The Eagles, somebody with the Eagles is aware of the Dan Patrick program. So absolutely possible. It's already happened. So it should only be easier to have it happen again now, because Darren got there first. So that would be so cool. I think that's a great goal. Sticking with Full Sail back to Florida.
I turned my light on. Lighting is horrible.
Yeah, it is getting kind of dark.
I'm not used to sun going so down this early.
I know the days are like crazy short. The sun isn't up in the morning. It's getting dark.
Time of the year that does tend to happen. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, it's weirder in Florida because like the weather isn't. Yeah.
Have the perfect weather.
Yeah.
I go outside into my 35-degree weather and be loving life. So
Yeah, we're not up in Grove City where it's the gloomiest place statistically in the U.S.
that's definitely not true.
It is. I looked it up. It's for sure true.
The gloomiest place in the U.S.
I will look it up right now again for you, Luke.
Gloomier than rainy Seattle, where it just rains all the time.
Yeah, it's gloom is based on cloud cover, and so it's not necessarily rain. But it
Anchorage, Alaska.
Not
Top 10 gloomiest cities in the U.S.
I see that link now. Yeah.
Annual cloudy days.
Okay.
639.
This one has you fourth. So maybe it's gotten better in Grove City.
No, it adds Pittsburgh, PA.
Yeah, that's Grove City.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Fourth gloomiest. 56% of days are gloomy.
Yeah,
That's rough. So
fine by me. I'm fine with the gloom.
all right.
You
tell yourself that.
So in the gloom.
Yeah. So anyway, it's different here in Florida because it's just like so nice all the time that it just feels
All the time.
without the seasons. It just feels like weird.
I'm just glad you're down there. So now I have a reason to go down to Florida.
You're welcome.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah. Full Sail. Could you give us your best story from your time at Full Sail so far?
How many people have said the kickball?
Well, I don't know if that's the best. No one has told the kickball story in detail. I believe Brandon and Connor both mentioned it. Jake might have as well. No one's told the full story. They've just been like, kickball was tough anyway. So,
You know what? We burned this shirt today, so I feel like we can talk about it now.
I'll ask Alex to send me that video so I can. Luke, you did what?
Yeah. You did what?
Is this like when your team is really bad and you just throw their jersey on a fire? Is that like?
Kind of, yeah.
We did a jersey burning, essentially.
Yeah.
I'll get the clip from Alex, because, yeah, we did do that.
What? So, what was it, November? Early November?
I think so. Early November, late October, basically a year ago.
I'll have it in my speech. I'll have the exact days of my speech. Spoiler alert, that's when I'm starting my pregame speech off with.
Okay.
That's the most you're getting.
All right. Yeah. Got to keep it secret. Okay.
So, sunny, beautiful day at Baldwin Park. And we have the white beaters all ready to go. Only two teams, us and the kids, where we would be right now. So a year out of us. And they say, okay, best of 5 series. Whoever, best of 5. We lost game 1. We got shut out.
It was bad. It was like 9-0.
It was horrible. It was terrible. I was like, okay, this is going to be quick then. Game 2.
That was when we switched pitchers and Jake came in and dominated.
Yeah, and then I went to left field, Sydney, the catcher.
Yeah, we took Sydney out of left. Mm-hmm.
Then we dominated that game, so it was 1-1. And game 3, shout out to Izzy. He hit the walk-off for LeBron James, in his own words. So we're up 2-1. And who did Parker make the wager to?
I don't even remember. I think it was just like to the group of us on the sideline.
If we won, he would shave his mustache.
And he has a nice mustache.
Really iconic mustache at Full Sail. So we were all like, oh man, we have to do this. And Owen, Gold Glove third baseman. Brandon, Schrader, he was the Gold Glove
Seatbelt.
center fielder. Or redacted. Redacted was a Gold Glove center fielder.
Yeah.
And I was doing decent left field too. And one play in specific, play of the game, when it was extra innings and guy had second.
Game 4.
I caught it in left field. He was tagging a third. Threw it to Owen. Owen makes quick turnaround. Out. 2 outs automatically. Then we won. That was game.
Sorry. That was the game 3 because we made that play, and then Izzy walked it off.
Yeah. Game 4. Up by what? 1, 2?
Up by 2 to start the inning. Gave up 1, so up 1 with 2 outs.
In what inning?
The last inning.
Oh, last inning. Okay. Is it bottom of the last inning?
Pop fly. Alex Sackett. Jobs. Bases loaded, 2 outs. They all scored. I think we tied. It was tied after that inning because we still had like 1 more inning to go.
Really? I think it
I
ended.
remember. Did it? I remember because I remember walking off and I saw Alex on the field still. I was like,
because that's what I remember was walking off the field and we were like, all right, we got to regroup for game 5.
maybe it was. You're probably right.
And we didn't regroup for game 5.
We did not regroup. We lost. And we got the secondary trophy, which is
That is cool.
I don't know where secondary trophy is.
It got thrown in Izzy's trash can like a couple days later.
That's right.
Yeah, that sounds like a lame excuse for participation award.
Yeah. So for the past year, we've been seeking vengeance.
See.
We'll be getting vengeance on Saturday.
Good.
Connor's got the Batman mask. I got the cape.
He literally in class today bought the cape online. It was it's gonna be fun.
No, we're just gonna do the Batman mask. The dog would be cool though.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
That would be cool. But
Owen, do you have anything cool, or are you being lame?
I do. Yeah, I can grab them for you actually. To show I have. I mean, we're all gonna be dressed cool because we're all gonna be wearing like all black shoes, socks, shorts, black wife beaters instead of the white wife beaters from last year. Because this year, Vengeance is our team name.
Like a Vengeance story. This is your. Oh, and you got.
I have black sunglasses.
there you go.
So I think
That is extremely intimidating.
I think I'll
Black. If you guys don't have my black, you need to make a trip to Target. Okay, good.
absolutely.
Absolutely get my black.
People will be wearing
So, I mean, there better be a team photo, and this team photo ought to be.
And we're not letting Ruddy take our team photo this year because he took it last year and his phone takes bad pictures.
I
So
love picture quality is. At least when he sends them to us, they're not the greatest. Love Red. I love Ruddy.
yeah, someone with an iPhone is going to be taking our team picture this year. So
That's much more. I did much better.
Yes.
So that's the full kickball story. It's been alluded to previously, but yeah.
Tom break, man. Tough break.
Yeah, we were very clearly
Dead now.
wounded.
Behind us.
We burned it.
Good.
Burned it.
Good. Focus on the future, man. I mean, take it personal. It was personal. And now you get out there and you pull Bryce Harper / Nick Castellanos / Trey Turner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're like that Phillies team that's coming back, except we didn't lose our main center fielder, and I don't know what role is he. We didn't lose our star center fielder and a role player, but yeah, the
Want to recreate the Harper Arcia picture with Brandon?
that is yes. Brandon, first sportscaster we had on the series. First guest we had on from Dan Patrick's, who was sportscasting. So all of you guys listening know who Brandon is. No one watched that episode. if you were planning on going back and watching it, I think we have to boycott the Brandon episode. Might take it down from YouTube. Who knows? Strictly because he was on our team last year, then this year he abandoned us for another team. So that's the art.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like some all sports all the time flag football team training.
It kind of a little bit, except we didn't know we got stabbed in the back. It was, yeah. It was
We've been broken to us on the group chat. I don't even know who said it. Someone said Brandon's on the team.
Alex broke the news. He Adam Schefter.
You need to beat him now because it's just that's what happens in our team.
Game day, that morning I'm texting him a picture, the Bryce Harper staring at Arcia picture, because that's what's gonna happen.
And then you cannot speak to him.
Oh, we're cold shouldering him for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah. So tune into episode 20, not just for whatever guest is on, but also to find out, did we redeem ourselves? Did vengeance get vengeance? Team name is Vengeance, if you missed that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I hope I have good news next episode.
I sure hope you do too.
We'll see. So, yeah, that, I would say for our group, that's probably going to be our, like, one of our main legacy stories amongst us. So, it's good that we covered that one. So that you guys know, regardless of when you're listening to this, we're recording this right before the Phillies game 1 of the NLCS. So we got to talk about the Phillies a little bit. Luke's got his Phillies shirt on. Tyler's got his Phillies shirt on. I have a shirt that says it's a Phillies shirt.
Oh, and I'm so disappointed. So I got you a Phillies jersey for your birthday.
I'm going to put it on. It'll be on. It will be.
I feel like my birthday presents mean nothing.
I didn't put it on. Do you want me to go back into my closet for a second time this episode and put it on?
Yeah, just for I would love that.
All right, this is the Owen going to his closet episode.
Well, Tyler, while Owen's changing, how are you doing? You know, Phillies in the playoffs, been an exciting ride. How are you feeling? Your thoughts on playoff baseball? Like,
Just want to say shout out to my roommate Joe. He has to deal with all my screaming. The style home run, I was very loud, but I think the loudest, I was the second Castellanos home run.
oh yeah,
I mean, 4. That was when I was the loudest. So shout out to him for handling my loud noises.
I think that's a very fair thing to do. Shout out to my roommate Eric. He's put up with a lot of my Philadelphia cheering over the last couple of weeks. So shout out to him. He's done well with it. As a Pittsburgh fan, he hates to see it, but he deals with it. Also, as a Pittsburgh fan, he hates the Philadelphia flag that I have hanging in our room, but he deals with it.
As he should.
Yes.
But it kind of feels like last year where we're playing a wild card team from the NL West that's on a hot streak. And so I'm feeling good because Arizona played in Milwaukee. And Milwaukee, no offense to Milwaukee, they're not that loud.
Yeah, nobody's
Compared to us.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I may be wrong. This is based me off like just pure muscle memory. I don't think Zach Gallen usually does good when he plays at Philly. New Jersey native, shout out. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I think this will be Phillies in 5 or 6.
I like that. I feel good about that. Like it. I mean, if we're going off of it's been a copy of last year where we won the wild card in 2 games and then we beat the Braves in 4 games. So I feel like we should beat the NL West team in 5 like last year. So it seems like a pretty simple formula here. Like
The only difference,
it's not that hard, guys.
with series this time.
Yeah. We're gonna copy the formula and then make
We
it.
better not be playing the Astros. Because if we get beat by the Rangers, I will be sad, but I can deal. If we get beat by the Astros again, I will be so angry.
That would be so much worse. Losing to the Astros.
I would rather lose to the Rangers. I would rather not lose at all, but if we had to, I'd rather beat the Rangers.
Yeah.
It's like losing to the Patriots 2 years in a row. I need to.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. As we speak, the Rangers were up 5-1. The Astros are slowly mounting a comeback. It's 5-4 in the ninth.
Going into the ninth. I've been watching him the whole time.
You can give us an update if something crazy happens, Luke.
Well, in between things.
Yeah, heading to the ninth. So we'll be waiting on that. Since this episode will come out after game one, that's a little bit of the NLCS preview. I want to hear more from you, Tyler, about just like the Phillies experience this year, like how you've experienced this season post World Series loss, just all the different things that have happened this year with the Phillies. Just take us through the Tyler experience of it.
So when it started the World Baseball Classic, I was excited because Trey Turner, Schwarber were going off, and then Trey Turner had that huge home run. And I was like, oh man, he's ours for 11 years. This is going to be awesome. And then for the first however many months, it wasn't awesome. Schwarber didn't bat over 200, but he still had the second most home runs in the league. I knew we were going to start slow because that's just what we do, especially last year. I mean, very different circumstances, but you're coming off of a long off season. Not long, but Bryce was out for a while. And so I kind of figured that we would pick it up at some point. So I wasn't too disappointed. The only thing I was disappointed in was Trey Turner. And but I mean, it got better and better as the season went on. And I think, it's always June because Schwarber goes crazy and somehow the entire other team goes crazy. So once June hit, figured, okay, this is where we want to be. And then July was decent. And we were pretty much by August, I feel like we all kind of figured, okay, we're definitely in. And then by September, it was, okay, we're definitely the first wild card. But, I was going to go to the game in Tampa, 4th of July, like that Tuesday, and my car broke down on the side of the road. Shout out to Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
She was there. Yeah. She was there with me. She was like, oh, I've never been to a game. I was like, hey, sweet, let's go. Because Joe made a vow he's never going to Tropicana Field ever again. And I don't blame him because low-key, those fans are the very minimum they have. They're very passionate. But one Rays fan in particular kind of pushed me over the edge of a Rays fan. Because he insulted Bryce Harper. You insult Bryce Harper, you insult me.
What did he say?
I went to he said a provocative, Bryce Harper can, So, So my car breaking down was just the universe making sure.
Gotcha.
Now, Joe has never vowed to go to Tropicana Field ever again. I vowed to never go to a Mets game ever again. Because there was a Citi Field incident of April 2022. May 20? I don't know. Might have been the last day of April.
Which was?
We were kindly escorted out of the building. Out of Citi Field.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So we went because it was just like, oh, they're in New York, let's go. So we drove, a couple of friends. We were like all the way at the top, like the highest level left field. Boring game, like you couldn't really see the outfield. So I was just quiet. I mean, I can be a chirper at the games. I usually am, but that's if it's home. If it's away, especially in New York, I'll go, okay. Can't really do much. And I was 17 at the time, so it's like, oh, nothing good can come out of me talking. So, bunch of Mets fans, like grown 30, 40-year-old guys were like yelling at us a couple rows down, and we weren't saying anything. We were just booing the Mets. That's all we were doing. Like friendly, because I told my one friend, John, I said, okay, we have to shut our mouths today. We have to just take it on the chin. But then about 4 or 5 other Phillies fans came over to us. So we had the numbers. And yeah.
And the numbers together.
So
Thousands
we just
of Mets fans.
yeah. So it was 1,000 against 8, 9. And everyone else got ejected until the 8th inning. In the mid, there was like a whole crowd yelling at us. So obviously defending ourselves. And in the middle of it, Reese Hoskins goes yard. And then eventually Schwarber went yard. Like, oh yeah, who's talking now? I feel bad for my one friend because he's a Mets fan. So he like kind of scooted away from us and was just like not saying anything. Sorry, Perez. And security came up. They're like, you guys having fun? We're like, yeah. Like, can we walk out? We're like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I've went out the back entrance and called my mom. She's like, what are you doing? Game's not over. I was like, oh yeah. So about that. It was something we laughed about, and something we'll always laugh about. And then the Mets fan, he didn't get kicked out, my friend. So he was just sitting in the seat. So he sends us a picture of just our MC row. And he posted it on Snapchat. I said, well, I'm the only one left. And so we had to like find him after. And yeah. So I have a professional career to worry about now. So I've taken a vow to never go to a Mets game ever again. Because Mets, for me personally, Cowboys fans, Mets fans are like right below them.
Absolutely.
I have more in-person experiences with Mets fans.
Yeah. I so badly want to go to a Cowboys-Eagles game at AT&T Stadium. That's like top tier goal of mine.
You want to go into Dallas?
Yes. With my Eagles jersey on. Me and my dad, both of us want to do that so bad. I think that would be like up here in my list of goals for sports. I think that would be so much fun. I think it would be brutal. I think it would be horrific, but I think it would be so much fun.
It'd be amazing if the Eagles won. Like, a lot of your experience hinges on how the game goes.
Yes, if the Eagles lose, I would walk out of there with my tail between my legs and just keep moving. But the Eagles win that game, I'm walking out, chest puffed out, walking tall and proud.
Go Birds.
Yeah, I went to Universal yesterday, right before the game, and the amount of Go Birds I said and got, I was very impressed. I mean, I know it's Florida, and there's a lot of people from our area, but it made me feel good. Like, some workers would just yell, "Oh, hey, Go Birds, Go Birds!" I turn around and be like, because I have my Kelsey jersey on.
Yeah, I don't get many of those around here.
That's unfortunate. It's been close to Pittsburgh.
It's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, it is.
Like, there's more Philly fans down here than there are like Rays fans.
There's a lot of Philly fans in Florida. It's pretty cool.
Philly fans just are all over the place, you know.
That is true. Yeah.
Very true.
It's the best fan base, no doubt.
There's not even a debate. I don't think there's a debate.
No,
People just like to call it scumbag.
We've dealt with the most stuff, and we're the most passionate.
Wrong. We're just passionate.
They're just passionate.
Passionate scumbags, Philadelphia sports.
That would make a T-shirt.
Well, that's got like
Trademark that.
there you go. I think we should. Philadelphia is being perceived as less of scumbags now because it was never like really as everyone talks about, like they threw snowballs at Santa like 80 years ago. It's never been like that bad, but Philly's really repairing their reputation now with the Trey Turner thing and like being nice to a player, and it worked. And so now people are like, oh, good for Philly. Like that's kind of cool. So the reputation is being repaired a little bit, which is cool to see. But yeah, we'll definitely never be like one of America's favorite fan bases. Yeah, right now at this moment, the Phillies are on this ride and the media's like into them, but it can't. At a certain point, like real soon, it's gonna be like, all right, enough of the Phillies. Their fans are getting too annoying, so it definitely won't last long. But yeah, Philly fans are absolutely the best. Yes, yeah. I forget the point I was gonna make. What were we saying about Philly sport? Oh, you would love this, Luke. I'll send the picture to you, and then I'll put it on here as well. The Jason Kelce jersey. Tyler wore his new Kelly Green Jason Kelce jersey for an in-studio assignment talking about the Eagles. It was beautiful.
Let's go.
So,
Not think I was going to get approved for that. I just brought it to throw on after, and then I threw it on before as a joke. And then I think it was Tyreek said, "Oh, you can wear that on camera." Really? So then I asked Gus, then I asked Christine, and they surprisingly said yes. So it worked out to go back.
Christine, barely a yes, but it worked.
It
So-
worked. As long as I get to do it, that's fine.
So I think I'll use that picture as the thumbnail for this episode. I think that'd be a good thumbnail picture. So we'll use that. But yeah, I would love to have a Kelly Green jersey. I don't know if I have the budget to get a jersey right now, but Luke, you know a guy who does knockoff jerseys.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
Does he have Kelly Green? Yeah,
He does. Well, maybe, I don't know.
might have to look into that.
I ordered a Kelly Green, and it came as midnight green. So, but I was told by my guy who knows the guy that it was just a miscommunication.
Okay.
So this time when I put in my order, I ordered Kelly Green, and I sent a picture of the jersey. So like,
There you go.
hopefully he has Kelly Green. If not, I will just get a midnight green. But if I don't have a midnight green, so well, actually I do. It's a Wentz jersey though, so we don't wear that.
That doesn't count.
So I don't have a midnight green. I have a white and a black. So
Yeah.
I could use midnight green, but I prefer Kelly Green.
We never did figure out how to get the like nameplate off of the jersey and put brown on it. We were really trying to figure out like how can you make this an 11 AJ Brown jersey, but never quite. Or yeah. That was when Jalen Hurts first took over for Wentz. Another picture I'll throw up here. I've got a picture of Luke took his Wentz jersey, put an HU, or I think you just put Hurts over the Wentz on paper and did 1+1. And then
Wait, it was number 2.
yeah, you'd have to make it so you could do like a 1 times 1 or 1 divided by 1.
Or just cover up one of the ones.
Yeah, but then it's off center. Can't have that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That was back when it was number 2, so that was a little easier.
yeah, I love that picture. It was like 2 games into the Jalen Hurts era. Luke's got his 1+1 on the back. It was great.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, the Phillies game is starting in a half hour, so we'll wrap it up here so that we can all go get ready to watch Game 1 of the NLCS. It's going to be great. Thank you for joining us, Tyler. Fun talking with you. It's great to have another Philly fan on.
Yes.
So no promises, but I feel like the Philly fans are more likely to be on another time because like we talk about Philly sports. So you guys might see Tyler around another time. Who knows? It's possible.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for taking the time. Go Phils, go Birds. We're looking good.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be a good season. So thank you, everyone, for watching episode 19. A Go Birds and a Go Phils to all of you as well, because why not? Can't hurt. We'll be back in 2 weeks with episode 20 of season 2. Big, nice, even number
We're already there.
episode. Yeah, season 2's been different, but it's been fun. So
For sure.
yeah,
It's been a journey.
well,
You know what
okay,
they say about
that's
the
so. It's been a journey. What was that even?
All about how you get there on the journey.
Okay.
And this journey is the destination to a wondrous place called Podcast Paradise.
All right. Podcast Paradise. Nice outro. We'll see you guys next time.